Hello and welcome to episode 93 of Masters of the Forge. This is our bloop show, in which where we're going to be talking a lot of bloop. So this is your fair warning. We're going to do the intro, and we're going to do a nice interview with Reece from Frontline Gaming about their upcoming tournament. But then after that, there's going to be a lot of cussing and drinking.
Yes.
So this is going to be a total disaster, I'm pretty sure.
It's going to be awesome. I don't know what you're talking about. It's going to be rad. It's going to be so cool.
Let's start this bloop show off with Jason. What's your hobby progress been like?
Oh, God.
Well, let me see if I can personify it for you.
Okay, please. Hold on. I have built 2,000 suns.
Oh, okay,
Two.
so that's something.
Two.
That's something.
I did slap some paint on Raven Guard, but it was just like accents. So yeah. I got something done.
Woo!
So yeah,
Fantastic.
that's what we're looking for. Positive progress. There we go. What about you?
How you doing on reading Azerman for next week's episode?
Well, yeah. If I could just, I thought that I thought work would be done this morning, yesterday, last night. No, that's not happening.
Oh.
I'm going to be. I think if I can get through Thursday without like stabbing anyone, then I'm good to go.
Okay.
I'm good to go, man.
Good.
So,
Cool.
I have Asmon with me on my tablet, and I just looked at my tablet and went, "I'm going to sleep. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry."
Even with time on an airplane, I'm sure it's like, you know what, this time is better slept not being conscious.
Pretty much. It's just, oh God.
Boy,
anyway,
I can't believe you teachers. You're so lazy.
Yeah, we only work, like
9
2 months
out of the year, like 2 hours a day. Bunch of lazy people.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, and this summer they told me what I'm doing, and I actually said, "Really? Are you serious?"
I have a lot of fucking around. Oop, already started. I have a lot of messing around to do.
Look, I got models to build and paint. I've got a box of Tyranids that I still haven't finished priming. I mean, come on. I got priorities.
Yeah.
Priority.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Freaking children.
Okay. So that's my hobby progress. What about you, young man? What'd you do?
Doing some stuff. So I put together and finished my display board, my Wave of Blood.
Oh, I love that thing. That thing's so cool.
Thank you. So
that thing is so cool.
What I did was, a lot of folks questioned me about the curves in it. So what I did was, how it's like a giant like C, right? Because it's a wave.
Yeah.
So what I did was I cut like 12 C shapes out of flat foam and then flipped them over and glued them next to each other.
That was a good idea.
Yeah, so that works out. That works out way better than trying to bend it with heat.
Yeah, I was wondering how you did that, because that heat bend always. Every time I see people bend that with heat, I always get.
Yeah, you're better
nervous.
off just cutting it.
Yeah.
And it was easy because it was a wave. It wasn't like it had to be perfect. If it had to be perfect, it might be a different story. Like I would have actually had to use a proper compass and cut it right. But fortunately, it was. I went and I put some spray foam over it and kind of shaped some frothy wave waves
frothy.
Yes, frothy. And I did that, and I got some gesso. Oh
yeah, for those of you who like Bob Ross, you know about gesso.
It's a little more flexible than just like plaster.
Okay.
But there is a even more flexible like treatment for stuff like that. It's actually shapeable. Like it actually like you can create texture with it. But I don't remember what it's called. One of our listeners suggested it, and I appreciate that. But I didn't have time to go find that and stuff. So I just picked up regular gesso, and it worked fine. And that helped kind of cover up some of the mistakes, and also it allowed me to spray paint the surface. That's the main thing.
Where did you pick up the gesso anyway?
Walmart.
Well, okay, great. Easy.
Yeah, right? I mean, it was still a lot pricier than just paint, but it's a lot better to use to put over the foam. So I was able to spray paint it. I spray painted it like a dark brown. And then for the blood part, I just used a gloss red. And it worked really great. It actually worked really great. And it's still ugly as hell, though. And then I murdered three pots of blood for the blood god. It still wasn't enough. I could have done more, but the red spray paint actually did a fairly good job. One tip, though, let your gesso dry. Let it set, because it will sit. I made the mistake of spray painting too soon. I always get impatient, and I sprayed it before the gesso had set, and then I just like kind of touched a part of it, and the gesso came oozing out with the paint cracked and gesso came. So I went around with my fingertip and I broke all the seals, and all this gesso came oozing out all over. So I had to wait for that to dry. And it was pretty much right before I left. I sprayed it again. So I had to open some windows in my truck while I drove the 6 hours to Ontario, or else I would have passed out on the road from the outgassing.
They'd have found you in Kanachahari sloped over, over the steering wheel. Mm-hmm. What's wrong with him? So, listeners, Kanachahari is like 45 miles from Albany.
So I had an awesome time at Astronomicon, dude. It was so much fun. I'm jealous. This is a great event. I really hope more of us can go next year, because it's right up our alley. I mean, there's still it's still like single player, you can get competitive with it, but the missions really are super fun. I think the point is that if you go with a competitive spirit, that's okay. You'll still have a fun time, but to be perfectly honest, it's very much geared towards a casual, friendly atmosphere.
Narrative player.
Yeah, and some of the display boards were just unreal. The gentleman who won best army list actually built a computer and wrote a program to display his army list for his AdMech.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and his AdMech, his display board actually had working cogs and wheels and stuff in it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty unreal. So, yeah.
Did he use a Raspberry Pi, or
I would assume it's a Raspberry Pi.
Or an Arduino.
Yeah, I would assume that's what he used, because that's kind of the go-to, and it's so easy to program for. But it was amazing, the amount of effort that went into the appearance of these armies and stuff. So
it's pretty incredible.
Definitely recommend anybody. I think there were about 40 some odd people there. It was really nice, and Canada's pretty cool. And I really want to send a shout out to Mike and his family for putting me up for a couple days.
That's cool. Thanks, Mike. I really
appreciate that. That was really cool. Saved me a lot of grief. And also his guest bedroom is super comfy.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, it was really nice. And
that's pretty cool.
What else? Oh, I also had a super fun time doing a video with Mini Wargaming with Dave.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be in the vault So,
all right,
folks,
behind the paywall,
yeah,
just what you needed.
I'm sitting behind the paywall, living pretty. So, folks, I'm pretty sure you can get a 30-day free trial. So if you just wanted to see that video and try out mini wargaming, then go ahead. It won't cost you anything to give it a try. Just go to their site and try it out. I'll probably post a link to it, which will automatically send you to their subscription service. But yeah, it was super fun. So appreciate those guys for making me feel welcome as well. So also want to thank Mike and Christian, who ran an amazing event. It was a lot of fun. Those guys really know what they're doing. I guess it's been around for years and years.
Yeah, sounds like it. Sounds like it's a big thing that they've got running.
Yeah,
like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, it is. Like a lot of those missions are from editions and editions ago.
Really?
But but you know, they've been updated for the times.
Yeah.
They of course, they know the Christian was talking about, you know, he's got a lot of work to do for the 8th edition switch over.
8th edition, yeah.
There's going to be some changes.
Oh boy, he's going to have his work cut out for him. Yeah.
So there's a group of hobbyists there called the Don't Die.
I'm okay. I'm not gonna die.
There's a group of people, like a club of people all named Dave. They're called the League. They're called the League of Daves. It's pretty awesome. They've been in the hobby for quite some time, and I want to shout out to them because they had some awesome stories about the Canadian 40K scene from back in the day, and there was some. I may have drank some tequila and had a good time listening to those stories. So that was cool.
It's a distinct possibility.
One of the Daves brought what is it? What's it called? Like, what's it called? The orc fighter squadron. Death Squadron.
Okay, yeah.
He brought Death Squadron, and it was rad. I didn't get to play him, but it was really cool. Big Jim's gonna be pissed at me, I think, because I did utter the phrase "What is an amble?" and they had to explain it to me. They were quite disgusted by my lack of knowledge of what ambles are. So I'm gonna be sure to mention that to Big Jim when he comes on later today.
Oh, I'm sure he'll love that. I'm sure he'll adore that.
So that's it. I mean, I've been just taking it easy because I got the surgery coming up and work is stressing me out. Like I said in the last episode, they decided to make you a supervisor. With like no promotion. So that's super fun and not stressful. So
I like to call that, sorry for the profanity, everyone, shit-moded.
So, voluntold and shit-moded. I like that. So, Wendy and I, you know, we're
brilliant, aren't we?
We've been watching some TV and hanging out, and I've been just trying to... Well, plus, I spent all day yesterday reading Azerman, so... But we also have... Gav also supplied us with Jane Czar, which is super nice. So we have preview copies of that, so we're going to read that, and hopefully we won't spoil that one too much for you. We're definitely going to spoil the crap out of Azerman, no question. Yeah. But we're not going to spoil Jane Czar before it even comes out. But we'll talk about it. Yeah,
that'd be bad. Hold on, one thing in How You Progress I did forget. Gav released an audio, was it the hell is it called? Hand of Darkness, Eye of something or other. It was recommended by Mark from the Narrative 40K group. And it's post-Gathering Storm, so it's like Greyfax and Call and a couple of others. The Eldar, the Eldar group that was the Inari.
Oh, like what happened to them after they departed from the group?
Yeah, what Gilliman is doing, he's actually sending everybody out to do things as his own personal, hey, go do these things for me. You're my gophers now. And really incredible audio dramas. Really good. I was really impressed. So whenever we talk to Gav, I'm going to, hats off to him because I really like them. because one, they're well done, they're well acted, but also the sound quality, the sound effects, the Foley is really good. So
nice.
A little bit of something for everybody.
Awesome.
Well, if you like Foley sound like me, because I'm weird.
Nerd, sound nerd. I mean, I can't expect anything else from a sound doctor. It's true. So I've been taking it easy, but I did manage to get some paint on my counts as Legion of the Damned. Like the black is all done, and I'm like 60% of the way through the alternative color on those, and they're each one is going to be kind of in the same paint scheme as one of my knights. So there's one unit that's the Guardians of the Jabberwock, the other one is the Guardians of Maleficent, and the other one is the Guardians of Falcor.
So you've got that many guys that you're putting together as your lead. Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so
Legion of the Damned's a lot larger than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I have 3 units of those, and so that should be really cool. Plus I have the Chapter Master Chapter Master Chewie, who is going to he's going to have the colors for Tiamat on his shoulder pads and stuff.
Oh, rad. Okay.
Yeah, I think that makes sense from the story from before. So I think that's it. I just wanted to warn the listeners after the interview with Reece. We're going to have adult content. I'll be sure to mark this as explicit in the show notes and stuff, and in the feed. It might show up late. Also wanted to let folks know, once again, remind you that our releases might become erratic. I think this one I'll release as soon as Jason's done editing it. Yeah. But the next one won't be until a week after we record it, and then after that it might be even more erratic as my surgery date draws near. But we'll probably have another quick show sometime during my convalescence where we talk about the 8th edition release. So but that's what this episode is mainly about. We're going to be talking a lot about our expectations for 8th edition and our prognostications thereof. It should be fun. So
make orcs great again.
Tight, sit tight, and we'll see how we do here.
Hello, everyone. The Masters of the Forge is now a proud member of the NPC, the Narrative Podcast Consortium. Our aim is to inspire your hobby through the rich lore of the 41st millennium. If you enjoy our podcast, then make sure to check out these other awesome shows, where you can get coverage on campaigns, Black Library, and all kinds of general topics of the 40K background.
The NGC 40K podcast also provides in-depth campaign coverage, audio dramas, and free-flowing narrative campaign creation.
The Adeptus Terra podcast also features in-depth discussions of the lore and commentary on the hobby.
Oh, and sexy English voices.
Oh, yeah.
The Masters of the Forge brings the world of 40K to life on your tabletop, with discussion on the lore, backed up by narrative-themed rules and battle reports.
Of course, this is only a fraction of the topics covered by the podcasts of the NPC. Please tune in to find out more.
Greetings, mofos!
Are you out of George Dickel number 8, staring at a broken chess machine?
Don't want to spend the rest of the year tied to that couch?
Well, why don't you head on over to the 1 Hour a Night Facebook page and see what exciting stuff is going on there. It's a place to post all your daily progress in the hobby grind, as well as receive and give positive feedback. Also, there are usually a few interesting challenges going on.
That's right. All you have to do is search for 1 Hour a Night on Facebook. That's numeral 1 Hour a Night, all one word. Blood serum tests will be administered prior to approval.
Se til helvete og kom dere vekk. Det ikke en bikkje, det en slags ting. Den imiterer en bikkje, men det ikke det. Kom dere vekk, idioter!
What he said. Welcome back. So the first segment of the show today, I have Reece Robbins once again on the show. What's up, Reece?
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for having me again.
Hey, no, not a problem because I'm really glad to have you on because I definitely want to help promote this event you have coming up, which is kind of I think it's a natural progression for Frontline Gaming, to be honest. You guys are hosting a new tournament in Southern California.
Yeah, we sure are. It's the SoCal Open, and it'll be October 21st through the 22nd.
Uh-huh.
Just a Saturday, Sunday event, super easy. And it's in a town called Del Mar, which is in northern San Diego County, and it's super, super beautiful part of California. And it's when I joke with people, I'm like, when you close your eyes and you think of California, Del Mar is what you think of. It's the palm trees, the sandy beaches, the beautiful weather. That's definitely the scene that the place the event will be taking place in.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about that because like I was looking at the area, doing some Google Maps because that's, what you do. And I'm like, isn't Reece worried that more people are going to want to move to Southern California, thus messing up the traffic even more? Because I feel like that might be what happens.
It's, like I ride my bike to work. I don't even deal with it. Driving in Southern California is it's so unpleasant that you just don't do it if you can avoid it.
Right. Well, so obviously there's going to be 40K, right? Like you're gonna do
Most
your usual 40K GT, and obviously there's going to be Sigmar, right?
Yeah, we're loving Age of Sigmar right now. So we'll have 40K, 30K, Age of Sigmar, War Machine Hordes, Drop Fleet and Drop Zone Commander Infinity. We're looking like we're going to have Bolt Action, hopefully Conflict 47, Blood and Plunder. It's a pirate miniatures game.
Nice.
Hopefully Malifaux. And we have Shadow War Armageddon narrative campaign that's going to be going on too.
Oh, man. Yeah, we are loving Shadow War Armageddon over here. We are just loving it.
I've heard nothing but good things. I have not played it yet. I've been so flippin' busy. I just haven't been able to.
Right. It basically, if you're looking for a quick and dirty skirmish game, it's not for you. It's not really a good quick and dirty 40K skirmish game. It's involved. Clearly it still takes way less time than a game of 40K, but on club night you'll probably get to maybe 3 games in.
Got it.
But the detail, that's where the beauty is, though. The beauty is in the detail. So I love the fact that you guys are doing an ongoing Shadow War Armageddon ongoing campaign. That'll be awesome. And hopefully there's some kind of supplement out by then, some kind of campaign supplement out for Armageddon. And it would be super awesome if they had some Shadow War content in there to help run it. That would be super sweet.
Yeah, that would be a blast. And the guys that are running this are very good hobbyists, and they're going to make custom tables, and it should be a really fun event.
Dude, at the Astronomicon, there was one of the tables had all the new terrain on it. Like this
Awesome.
guy had purchased it like 2 weeks before and painted it up, and I was looking at it too. I'm looking at it, I'm like, he hardly went out. Like, there's no out of the lines here. He painted it so well. He must have not slept for 2 weeks to paint that stuff.
Yeah,
and
no
let me
kidding.
tell you, when that's on the table and fully painted, it is gorgeous. So people are in for a treat if they sign up for that.
Yeah, we think it's going to be a really fun event, and Shadow War Armageddon is just so popular right now, so we expect a lot of people are going to have fun with that.
Right, and the great thing is, we've been playing it kind of waiting for New Hammer. It's like, okay, we can't. A lot of us are just like, hey, you know what? I guess we're just kind of done with 7th edition now. What can we do in the meantime? And it might have been a strategic choice on Games Workshop's part because it keeps us interested, I mean, they just released Marbo, for God's sake, today. So
did they really?
Yes, they
For
did.
Shadow War?
For Shadow
I can use
War.
Marbo again? What?
Yeah, it's the supplement is free for download. It's Marbo and a couple of the assassins you can run. It's
That's
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah, they're crushing it. They're hitting it out of the park, and I'm sure 8th edition is going to be great. And I'm sure you guys are definitely, if it releases within even a month of your show, it's going to be New Hammer, right?
Yeah, I mean, yes, we'll use whatever is the current system at that time.
Yeah.
I would assume it's going to be the new version of 40K or New Hammer, as everyone's calling it.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's another great thing. If folks want to just stay in Southern California for like a month, you can go there. The fairgrounds are going to have Jane's Addiction playing in September, so you should just go and stay there. I'm sure you can
just hang out.
You can sleep outside, right? Like, it's not a big deal.
Yep, there's plenty of homeless folks to do it downtown, so I don't know if I'd recommend it, but it's definitely doable.
All right, cool. So once again, Reece, why don't you let people know one more time, what website to go to for tickets, and again the date and time. That way everybody has it on the closing here.
Yeah, absolutely. So once again, it's the SoCal Open. It's going to be October 21st and 22nd in San Diego, California, in a town called Del Mar. And the registration is open now for Games Workshop games, 40K, 30K, Age of Sigmar. We will have registration open for the other events in the next week or two here. Some of the TOs needed a little bit more time. And you can find all that information either at Best Coast Pairings or hop on over to frontlinegaming.org, click on the SoCal Open tab at the top, and then you'll see all the player packs and all that good stuff. And you can purchase your tickets. And we also just set up the Facebook group as well, SoCal Open, and we hope to see people there. It's going to be a very big event, and it's going to be a lot of fun as well.
Awesome. And, as always, I can't say it enough, folks, I know that you, Reece, and everybody over there still always kind of make sure to say, you support your local, your friendly local, but I really feel like Frontline Gaming is the friendly local of the internet. Like, you guys support communities so much, and you support the community with these events, and it's just really great. Everybody should go and check it out, especially now that your web carts are going to be free to sell and display product. Yeah,
ours is set up now. It was a Herculean effort.
Oh, I bet.
We don't have it's funny. Yeah, nobody has the whole range up because it's kind of sprung on us, but we have most of the range up. Mm-hmm. And we do have that 15% off, which is what GW lets us sell at. And we do free shipping at $99 and up. Yep. So if you were to buy, $100 worth of product, it would end up being over 20% off when you factor in the free shipping. So it's actually a better deal than what it used to be through Frontline Gaming with our 20% off and $6.99 flat shipping.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it, dude. The free shipping. Yeah. That was a kind of an inspired decision there.
Well, we have the margin to do it now. Before we didn't, right? So to stay competitive, previously you had to do. You had to kind of price what everybody else was pricing at, which didn't leave room for free shipping. But now we can. And the cool thing is, now that everything's in the web cart, you could go grab a box of whatever. I'm looking at Fenrisian Wolves right now. You could grab, like a Stormfang and an FLG mat, and hey, that's over $100, free shipping,
right.
Including the mat. So, great. Yeah, it just makes it so much easier. So yeah, if anybody wants to pop on over, pick up some ITC terrain or whatever the case may be, we're happy to hook you up, but also remember to spend your money at your local as well, and help to keep them in business. And also, Adam, I will drop this because your show is going to air after this will be out, but our Orc ITC complete set, the entire set of Orc ITC terrain is available now as a bundle deal with a mat, free shipping at a discounted price, and the Orc terrain is awesome.
That is, at first I was going to be like, hey, Reece, what are you trying to do to me? This is the worst. But to be honest, it won't cost me that much money. You know, like I thought about like, what? You're trying to get me to spend so much money, but I'm like, oh, actually, it's actually not that much money.
Yeah, it's not, and it's a full set of terrain with a mat.
That's
so
awesome.
It's a really affordable way to get a themed, beautiful table rocking and rolling. So we're stoked. That one took a while to get done. Mm-hmm. The orc buildings, despite all logic, are harder to design than normal buildings.
Anything organic, right? Like you probably like anything that looks organic, especially when you're making it out of a flat kind of medium like MDF. I'm sure it was a lot of effort to get it to look nice.
Yeah, and you can't curve it. That's the hard part. So
yeah, I know my buddy Lathan, he was curving things by doing multiple like semicircles that you have to punch out, and you can kind of do that, which is pretty cool, but you gotta manage your space, right? Yeah,
or you can perforate it to make it like an accordion kind of, and then you can bend it, but it doesn't look natural. Mm-hmm. It doesn't look bad, but that's another thing you can do. But at any rate, the orc terrain is badass, awesome. And it's designed to go with the Badlands mat, but you could put it on any mat and it would look good. So if anybody's interested and want to check that out, please hop in and give it a look.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to do that because if we do the Golden Sprue Cup again, like one of the nicest tables was the one that we did with the FLG city terrain. So I guess it's only a natural progression. I've been threatening to do an orc table anyways, so this is just kind of a duh kind of decision.
Yeah, no, it's we might have to get you a review set because I know you are a diehard orc player. So
yeah, dude, I can't wait to start pushing my battle wagons across the table at tournaments. Oh my god, it's gonna be the best thing ever.
Well, obviously I can't talk too much about my experience.
No, but, I would never.
I will say that I can say this. It's totally cool. There was a concerted effort by everybody that had anything to do with it to make every faction not only playable, but good, fun, and characterful. And I think that you are going to be very happy with what is to come. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but I think your patience will be well rewarded.
Well, thanks a lot for that, Reece. Really puts like if you looked at me right now, there would be a big smile on my big stupid face. So that's great. Anyways, everyone, check out the SoCal Open. It's going to be an amazing time. You could lose all your games and you're still in paradise. So what can you complain about, right?
Not much. It's going to be really fun. The weather in October here is amazing. It's one of the best months of the year. September, October it's the best weather here. It's so good.
Awesome. Well, that's great, Reece. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Peace. Hey, Masters of the Forge listeners. Are you looking to expand your Warhammer 40,000 gaming group?
Do you want to start a 40k club in your area?
Do you want the people you attract to be like-minded mofos?
Do you want to advertise your YouTube channel?
Or even attract more subscribers to your hobby blog or online community?
Then what better way than to advertise on the Masters of the Forge podcast?
All we ask of you is that you email us at mastersoftheforge@gmail.com or message us on Facebook with a full text of your advertisement, including the region in which you live and any contact information people can use to get a hold of you.
We will have one of our many tech servitors read your advertisement on the air. We promise not to make fun of you.
Though we can't always predict the actions of our servitors, you really can't find good help these days.
No, you can't. Hello and welcome back. Segment 3 of the podcast. I want to thank all our great friends for being here to join us. I'm gonna call everybody out by name. That way the listeners know who they're talking about. Brian, who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah, who are you? Who's this guy? Oh, sorry. Also, what's on tap?
Man, I just got here. I'm lost.
Yeah, what's on? You have to tell me what you're drinking.
That's nothing new.
Okay. All right. So, Yeah, I'm Brian from the Splintermind podcast, and I am drinking, what is it, Stone Delicious IPA.
Is that a local?
It's pretty good.
Nice, excellent.
I think so. Somebody left it at my house, and man, the third one's even better. So
Splintermind is an awesome podcast that generally focuses. I don't even think that makes any sense. Anyways, it focuses on Dark Eldar matters, but has a much broader appeal, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we go. We try to keep it pointy-eared, at least. I mean, with all the the Pan Eldar shenanigans that came out with the Gathering Storm and that sort of a thing. I mean, anything directly related to Dark Eldar, if a new codex comes out, we'll talk about how that affects the Dark Eldar army playing against it and that kind of thing. But we throw in some general hobby stuff in there, and that's about it.
And also the sexiest voice in podcasting. We asked you to do our news report episode for a reason. So you know who Jason is, so fuck that guy. Next we have Jim.
That's right. This is the unedited one.
There's zero editing. Big
noise.
Jim Vladik. Jim, you were on our last shit show, and
that never aired.
It was such a shit show. We never aired the fucking thing. So Jim, tell us about who you are and why the listeners should feel ashamed for not knowing who you are.
No, nobody cares. Nobody cares. I like picked the name for like this podcast and shit, but then I couldn't be on it because I was working for a company that wasn't GW Gaming.
Yeah,
and then I used to podcast on Deep Dark Radio, and I'm just a general hobby. Been gaming for a million years. Big old geek.
Nice. Well, Jim, I went to Astronomicon last weekend, and a gentleman named Dave, who's a cool dude, plays orcs. He was scandalized by the fact that I didn't know what an amble is.
My God, you don't know what an amble is?
I knew that was gonna be your response. That is the best. So I still have a lot to learn.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
Listen, in Luffy's defense, I play back in second edition. I didn't know what Amble was either. So.
Thank you, Mike. And that's Mike. Mike, you've been on the show once before. You're our friend from Ontario who inexplicably decides to drive 5 to 6 hours every once in a while to come to our events. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So you've been playing since second edition?
On and off, yes. Mm-hmm. I took a big break around 4th edition and stuff, but yeah.
Right. All right. Well, what's on tap for you tonight?
A glass of water.
Oh my God! Wait, hold on. I need to reverse it. Jim, save me here. What are you drinking?
Oh, white motherfucking Russians.
Yeah, of course, white Russians. God damn it! Thank you.
I have a drink. I have a rep to protect.
Woo!
Yeah, I knew Jim would save us on that one. That's for sure.
Cheers. All right, Peter.
Cheers, buddy.
Peter, what's on tap?
Oh man, I'm gonna make you depressed.
What is that?
Ale.
Is that Surge?
No, that's ginger ale.
Ginger ale.
Oh yeah.
You know who's really
an ale made of gingers.
Oh God! Did they like concentrate them into a drink? That's awful. Peter, tell us about your claim to fame and what you're up to.
Oh, famous? I'm like a Z-scale celebrity.
Whoa! Masters of the Forge. Where are the Z-list internet celebrities around here? Okay.
Z minus.
Z minus.
Well, if doubling letters makes it bigger, I guess we're the double Z.
Excellent. What's your podcast name?
The NGC 40K.
And it's an amazing podcast. It's a lot of fun. You guys put a lot of effort into your narrative games and reporting those, and also the campaign systems. We've been kind of trading off campaign books to cover, which is really interesting. So that's been a lot of fun. What's his name? Mark had interest in showing up, so I'll double check with him later. So next we have Sam. Sam, what's up, homie?
What's up, man?
Oh, listen to that liquid honey in your ears, ladies and gentlemen.
Liquid honey.
Listen to that. That's beautiful.
Wow.
How you doing, Sam? Well, Matt's here as well. You guys are from the same podcast, so why don't you tell us about the Adeptus Terra podcast?
The Adeptus Terra podcast brewed out of us trying to find a new thing to do, and it meant that we didn't do Lord of the Rings, so it meant that we started a podcast instead.
True
and then
story.
It was basically just meant that I could have, and Matt just got married, and it meant that I was having withdrawal, so it meant that I definitely was going to get at least an hour a month of time with Matt.
Oh,
Man, it's a love story too.
Wow. I'm
then-
cheering up on this.
After about a year or so, I think we decided that our voices were awful just to be backwards and forwards. So then we invited Neil on the podcast, and now we have a Tau player, which makes us a little bit more legit.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah, the legitimacy scale, which I adore. I adore that.
I am
We're still working on that one.
working on it. We're going to get T-shirts made up with the legitimacy scale on it. It's going to be great.
Fantastic. So
You have to have MC Hammer on the far end, though.
Yes.
Or an 11, actually.
Yeah. 11 is where you officially get too legit to quit, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
All
Damn
right.
pants.
So specifically, I kind of gathered us all together. Well, mainly just to fucking have a great night. But I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about the upcoming 8th edition release, which is looming. It is looming, and I don't think anybody here is not excited about it. But I had a few very specific, as we start imbibing, some very specific questions about about what we're most excited about. So first I want to start with Jim. I know that you've been playing some Age of Sigmar and stuff, and you've been painting a lot of Space Wolves recently. What is your favorite kind of tease so far by Games Workshop for the upcoming game?
Oh, God. I don't know if I could pick a favorite. I'm really enjoying everything they're showing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the perfect hybrid between 40K as we knew it a few editions ago and Age of Sigmar.
Right. So the kind of attention to what the players have been wanting and what they've loved is kind of your deal.
Yeah, totally. Because it feels like it's going to be the perfect storm.
Jim,
it's not totally AOSing 40K.
No,
but I think taking some of the best elements from AOS, those concepts, and bringing them to 40K. I think the game's going to be incredible.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's a great sentiment, and I just can't get over. I need to buy you a T-shirt that says "cunts" on it.
You're reading my Quit shirt wrong, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm reading the shirt wrong, but it's just so much. You just need a T-shirt that says "cunts." They're great, or something like that. Okay, cool. So Brian, what are you most excited about? What's your favorite thing that they have released so far?
So of all the stuff, I mean, my general thing is just cleaning up the just absolute train wreck of a game that it is right now. I keep joking with people that I love everything about 40K right now. I think it's the best it's ever been, aside from the fucking game. Like, I can't stand the game. I love everything else that they're doing, which is... I don't know how they can do that. Like, I can't reconcile those two things. Like, everything's awesome, but the game fucking sucks. And it's like, no, it's a game. But
yeah,
if I have to narrow it down to one thing, I have been wanting... the thing that I really like is that I think we're going to start seeing units be relevant again. And one of my big things, I'm a big Dreadnought guy, even though, I play Dark Eldar and all that stuff.
Oh, amen, brother.
I love Dreadnoughts, and there's nothing like you're playing a game and, like, first turn, you get a Leviathan Dreadnought that gets immobilized, and he's just standing there just, screaming his head off. And, it's dumb. And playing Age of Sigmar, I mean, Jim was one of the big people here sort of locally in the San Jose Bay area.
Fat shaming.
What?
Big people.
Go ahead. Sorry, Brian.
Oh, my God. Jesus, Lumpy.
Go ahead, Brian. Sorry.
Oh man, I don't know if I took enough ADHD medication to remember what the fuck I was talking about. Oh, dreadnoughts, yeah, dreadnoughts. So that was one of the mechanics that I really love in Age of Sigmar. It's the whole thing where things don't just get you don't have a one shot thing where things just get knocked out completely. And so having dreadnoughts be a thing that can survive a game, and then I just think you're going to start seeing units that you weren't seeing before. And like, I literally this morning, I bullshit you not, was like down in my basement getting some tools, and I looked over at this crate and I was like, I think all these things are going to be awesome again really soon. And I was like looking at my orcs and I was like, I bought a freaking Morkanaut as soon as it was released, and I haven't put it together, finished putting it together or painting it, because I was like, I couldn't even imagine paying those points for that thing. And then literally today, like when they released the thing for multi-wound, I looked and I opened up and I'm like, I'm fucking clairvoyant. I'm going to go buy, a lottery ticket, because life is awesome and Morkanauts are apparently decent again. So I fucking love it.
18 wounds.
Oh, so good. I saw that, Brian. I saw that, and my pants have a giant hole in the front right now. I need a whole new wardrobe.
On when you read it?
Yeah, dude, I blew my pants out. That's what happened. Mike, what's your favorite thing about what's your favorite thing that GW has spoiled so far?
Cheapers. I'm gonna harp on the vehicle thing as well.
Yeah.
Like, as you know, I have an entire armored company of Untitled Terra. It's gonna be so awesome with all these Lehman Russes, and they're all 12 wounds.
Yeah.
So
and I feel like some folks have said, "Oh, the age of these specialized formations are over." I'm like, we've only seen 3 of the detachments so far, and Eddie on the Facebook page did say that the Armored Company and the Imperial Knights were all going to have a place in the new edition. So I'm sure one of those detachments is Lords of War. One of those detachments is a heavy support detachment that you can use to bring a bunch of tanks. And that's fine, because guess what? Anybody can kill a tank. Anybody can kill an Imperial Knight.
Absolutely.
Peter. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Mike. Did you have another thought?
No, I was going to say, and also to actually mention that brigade detachment they showed, oh my goodness, I love it. I love the Castellian one that they came out with for the thing, and now it's a permanent detachment. I mean, anyone can now bring 1,000 units or whatever the case is.
Absolutely.
It's just awesome. Anyways.
Peter, what's your favorite thing that they've leaked so far?
I'd have to say it's probably the narrative play of just the generalized points.
Yeah.
Here's a Marine squad. It really doesn't matter how it's kitted out. You take it up against another Marine squad. They're comparable and to be able to play a normal game. A tournament setting's different where all that minute stuff might matter, but overall, you take a difference of 50 points or such on a 2,000 point list. It's not going to make a difference, in the end or in your actual gaming experience. So having that simple ability to tell a story and have it be easier is what I look forward to.
Peter, I can't agree with you more, because I absolutely understand the desire to have the minutiae of a point system for competitive play, for matched play. But if I'm having a narrative game with friends, the minutiae don't really matter. You could just throw a list together. We're going to have a 8th edition launch party at our store. And the first day we're just going to use the narrative points for that, because there's no point in having people sit there and agonize over whether to take a power sword or a power fist.
Right.
Because it doesn't really matter. Sam.
Right.
Oh, sorry, Peter, did you have something to add?
Well, I mean, they even have some of the rules, even, just it's in some of them with certain loadouts on vehicles. There's no point difference. It's just, here's what the loadout is and here's what the cost of the vehicle is. So if it's not that big of a deal with that, what's the difference of, a 10-man squad or whatever?
Yeah, so I think with the way vehicles work and monstrous creatures work now, there isn't much difference in role. You'll have different weapons that are good for different roles. But they're comparable in their ability to fulfill those different roles. So the difference between a plasma cannon and an assault cannon aren't really all that different when you think about it. It's just they're better at one thing than another.
Right.
So, Sam, what's your favorite tease by the games of the workshop so far?
I am so stoked that they seem to have sorted out the morale issue after assault. I don't understand why troops would run away, and then you somebody rolls a higher leadership, and then all of a sudden that whole unit's gone. The whole 20-man blob squad is gone. You may have only killed one person, but you've now wiped out 19 just because you rolled higher. So I'm stoked that they've now replaced it with the losing the amount of people rather than total annihilation. But that's the same. Obviously, it's the same for. It looks like it's the same for all leadership checks. So rather than always running away, rather than falling back, rather than having to. I always found that when you have a guys falling back, then it's like, oh, actually, what can they do now? They've now regrouped. Then you have to go check the rule book and go, oh, so they can now move free? Can they move free and shoot all fine? Or can they move normally and not shoot at all? Or
it's a lot of complication.
Getting rid of all of that it makes it so much simpler. I can just totally annihilate an entire force now.
And you can, but you can still order your forces to fall back if you want to.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing. You're never locked in combat. Makes complete sense.
Yeah, and as an orc player, I have to agree that sweeping advances, Brian, no offense, but go fuck yourself, were totally horseshit. Fucking every time I actually swept an Eldar unit, I stood up on a chair and cheered. I'm sure that's not very friendly, but I don't care. All right, cool. Matt, what's your favorite thing?
I think I'd probably jump onto the same thing as the walkers getting wounds, and that Gorkanaut Morkanaut is looking very sexy now. But other than that, I think the fact that flyers have moved to their own slot is really interesting and frees up a lot of thoughts on what units I can now take. Like I like the idea of doing a rapid orc force, and planes are part of that. So being able to put them in flyers and then take more boys or buggies or whatever I want is always a plus.
Yeah, and I would expect to see a detachment that actually focuses on flyers in the book. I bet you there's going to be one.
Yeah, and that'd be really exciting to see.
Yeah, when I went to Astronomicon, one of the guys, Dave, he was running Death Squadron, which is just what a great thematic army that is. It's just, as long as everything is kind of balanced, I don't see a problem with that. I don't see a problem with that at all. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it means you're going to see more variety over the table.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Jason, what's your favorite tease so far?
Well, about everything, but the one thing I think that is one of the base mechanics is removing some of the ballistic skill stuff, where it's like, all right, because I'm doing a lot of teaching games now. And, it's always like, well, if it's BS5, take 7 minus 5.
Jason, I apologize. Jason, I'm sorry. I need to stop you for just a second. Mike, what the fuck is that? Mike, let me see. What the fuck is that thing?
It's just a jar with a lot of random. These are back in, I can't remember what edition it was. These came in one of the box sets.
I needed to know what that was.
I know. It's like a who?
Okay, Jason, I'm sorry. I would never.
It's just random.
Yeah, we're going Nerdaloids.
I thought it was a foo-foo drink. I'm like, what is Mike drinking? This is against the will of God or whatever it is. I forget what that. Mike, what's the phrase? I forget what it was.
The word of wisdom that Dave Norquist already uses?
Yes, that is against the word of wisdom. All right, sorry, Jason, go ahead.
Okay, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So the changes in stats where now, they hit on 3 up instead of ballistic skill 4. Simplification, that stuff is, I think, what I'm enjoying the most. And I realize that's looking at minutia, but I'm having to do teaching games now. And, it's a lot easier to teach that rather than, okay, you got to do this, you got to do that. And going through and teaching just, strength versus toughness will be easier, that when it's in combat.
Mm-hmm.
So, but other than that, I'm kind of liking everything I see.
Yeah, it's hard not to like what we've been shown so far.
What I'm excited about the most is the possibility of a general's handbook for 40K, where they can easily go through and rebalance points if they're seeing that stuff is broken.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know this is heresy, but I'd love to see Vespids on the table just because I've never seen the damn things ever.
Yeah, and
I've heard of them, never seen them.
We're a narrative podcast, the Masters of the Forge, but at the same time, the past couple of years, 7th edition has been my favorite edition so far, and I'll explain why. I've been doing a lot of narrative gaming recently, and the formations and detachments let you play whatever kind of army you want and give you special rules for those. If you're playing with that mindset, it's fine. However, having said that, yes, there are certainly problems when it comes to pickup games and competitive play. But so far, 7th edition for me has been a lot of fun. However, whenever we get together when I play orcs in my narrative games, they're way terrible. They are way worse. And I feel like I should have taken 50% more points in order to actually make it a good game for my opponent. So, the fact that I think my favorite thing is the introduction of the General's Handbook concept to 40K, as Jason said, is so important because it allows the game designers to say, oh shit, we done fucked up. We done fucked up. We need to change the points to this motherfucker right now because this is real bad. So I think that's huge. That is such of anything else, in my opinion. I think that's going to be the huge game changer. The ability to, on a whim, change the points values of certain units whenever they need to, and I think that's great. So I'd like to move on. A general question: has there been anything that you guys have that has not been revealed that you're excited about? Anybody raise your hand? No. Everything so far you've kind of expected, or anything you're waiting for that you'd want to see? Because today I think they introduced the fact that they're going to go through all the factions. They did CSM today.
Rave harder.
Oh, Mike, what are you looking for?
Did you see Frankie's article about Chaos Space Marines?
I did see Frankie's article about Chaos Space Marines. I am not in any way jealous that they asked Frankie to write an article for their website and didn't ask me at all, even though... that's neither here nor there.
Wait, hold on a second. Even though you've been playtesting 8 all along and haven't told us yet, or
no. Okay.
Just wanted to check that.
So
anyways,
I'm
super curious to see what the heck Abaddon is now. If he's so like a Frankie of all people, who's probably one of the pickiest guys out there. Mm-hmm. If he says Abaddon's great now, I want to see what what is Abaddon great?
He should be great though, right, Mike?
What's that?
Abaddon should be great.
Yeah, he should.
Abaddon great again.
And by the way,
armless.
I really
not armless.
I really appreciate that 3 of us have said Abaddon so far, and not used a stupid pun. You shut your goddamn mouth.
Is John Batch around here somewhere?
No, he's not. I'm surprised he didn't show up for this one. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to add to stuff that you're looking forward to?
Weapons profiles.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, dude.
Oh, me? No, weapons profiles. Go ahead.
Right? Seriously,
Oh, it's the
seriously.
same thing.
Seriously,
We get a third for weapons profiles. Please.
Matt.
No, I really want them to do Angel's Blade. I bought the Blood Angels expansion, and then now they've said that they're not going to do the formations. My entire 5K Blood Angels is now structured around the book, which is completely invalid.
Yeah, that's understandable. That is understandable.
I know, but
that is understandable.
my rules will be free.
Someone play the small violin.
Hey Matt, are
here.
Are you upset that you're gonna have to actually roll to hit for your fucking custom mega cannon? What the hell?
Yeah, that's a bit annoying.
But
do you know what I want to find out is how a Morlock works.
Who?
Because you got no templates. Morlock,
Morlocks.
Tyrannid Morlock.
Oh,
That
yeah.
burrows up and hits guys. That'll be interesting.
I think a lot of people are
Yeah.
looking forward to Tyranids and Orcs, to be perfectly honest. I think
Yeah.
everyone, even the most competitive player, is just hoping that Orcs are going to be happy and Tyranids are going to be happy. And I just had a conversation with Reece, which folks just listened to before this recording, and he said that we are looking at least a few months of big smiles. So
awesome.
So that's good. He, of course, he's not going to go into detail, but he said that we should be very, very happy.
A release date would be good as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well.
So I'd like to go through. What is your Jim? What's your favorite wine so far by the greater community? What's your favorite wine?
My God.
Yeah, especially you, because I feel like you have a finger on the pulse of the Warhammer community.
I've been going to some of the forums. I've been posting because I can't be nice anymore at this point.
No, why should you? Come on.
I am such a dick anymore. I just can't be nice.
No.
I can't do whiny bitches. It's just too much. So I've been going and seeing people lose their shit over the morale rules.
Really?
Bringing Battleshock from AOS.
Really?
Oh my God, they're losing their shit. Why can't my guys run away? That makes more sense. Head up your ass or what? Yeah, because it made a lot of sense having these models running all over the table. They can never recruit. They just keep moving towards the edge. That makes so much sense, right? Fucking assholes.
Oh, Jim.
Definitely hitting that explicit rule right there.
Thank you, Jim.
So glad I'm not
Look
editing.
at I say I've been drinking and I can't deal with whiny bitches.
Yes, the White Russian. Listen. The White Russian, much like his Majesty Vladimir Putin, does not take any shit from whiny bitches. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Peter, what's your favorite whinge or whine or meme that you've heard on the internet so far?
Oh man, there
are so many, right?
Right, with the daily release of information, there's a daily dose of endless whining about whatever rule or thing they talk about. Where I look at it with excitement, and yes, like others, it's like, okay, yeah, the excitement's here, and I'd really like to dive into the new edition. But man, just with every new part that comes out that looks so great, there's, it's an equal amount of wine that goes with it.
Yeah.
So
a lot of pushback, and I think that the guys over at the GW webpage, Eddie and all those guys, are really shouldering that burden with class. I don't
But they're savage at times, dude.
Yes, they are.
They're like, oh, well, screw you. I've answered this question 5 times. Bang! They kill me, dude. It's so awesome. I love GW.
Yeah, it's been a little brutal, hasn't it? Sam, what's your favorite whinge? I use the term whinge because you're English.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be acknowledged in my English ways. The favorite whinge is the oh, but I bought my codex like 3 months ago.
God.
Why can't I get a refund?
I bought it on eBay from some dude.
And whilst I get the whole, it's so full of fluff, and it must be annoying that you've bought this codex and you've invested, but like I think I've seen it loads of times, people responding saying, we don't ask for a refund when they bring out a new video game or when they take out the next series, or it's so stupid. Like, people are morons.
Matt, what's your favorite whinge?
I think all the best ones have been taken. I think when I first saw the meme that was created in response of the Saving Private Ryan scene, Tom Hanks' character shooting the tank, that made me laugh for days on end. And yeah, just people losing their crap over like not knowing. Oh, everyone's going to be able to kill my tanks. Oh, tanks are rubbish. And then suddenly you start hearing that they're going to have tons of wounds. Like, just shut up and wait.
Yeah. I think Eddie said something to the effect of like 700 or 800 guardsmen it would take to take down a Land Raider.
Yeah.
So that's that's fine. 800 guardsmen with las guns should take out Land Raider. That's okay.
But it can be done.
Yes, it can be done. Well, I think it has to.
It can be done.
Yeah, that last wound, right? That's always the epic moment. That last wound, that Land Raider is coming at you, and it's got that last, or that Imperial Knight has that last wound, and you're like, "Fuck it, I'm shooting all my shit at it. We'll see what happens." And
I cannot wait to see a Grot kill something epic,
yes,
like a Titan or something.
Yeah,
that is fantastic. Yes, exactly. Mike, do you have anything specific that you've enjoyed?
Oh, not really. I don't know where you guys hang around in. I don't pay much attention to that stuff, or I don't have it. Usually, Adam, I see you posting most of the hilarious stuff. So
I do. I've been making quite a few
sheltered.
memes personally, and you know what, Mike? You bring up that kind of brings up a good point. It is super shitty that people are being shitty. I am tired of people being shitty. Seriously. Like,
are you?
Oh, I'm sorry that Games Workshop is giving you exactly what you want, right? Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, but then they whine. Well, I didn't want that.
Fuck them. Right in the ear with a chainsaw.
Whoa! Fuck them in the ear with a chainsaw? I mean, that's okay, but like, Jesus.
No, Luke. Sorry.
No.
That's not how it works on here.
Jeez. You see the guy who was whining on the 40K page about having to pay points for his summoned demons? And they responded, "Oh, so you're a Siege player, huh?"
Yeah.
That's my
Eddie is the best.
That was the best reply ever.
Eddie is
that was
the
my
best.
I shared that one on Twitter, dude. I could not share that.
Oh man, that man is good at his job. Let's put it that way. Have you seen some of the videos they've put out? Like, I thought Eddie was kind of just like this community writer, kind of just a manager type, but he knows his shit. That guy knows his shit. He sometimes does the videos with Rob, and he knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So, Jim, I think I
Yes.
know the answer. What army are you most excited about playing in the new edition?
Ooh, this could be a two-pronger.
Ooh.
Are you sure you know the answer?
Uh-oh.
Because actually, I don't know which I'm more excited to get back on the table. My Chaos Space Marines, with actual Chaos Space Marines in the army.
Good point.
Okay.
Or my Wolves.
Yeah.
Seriously, I don't know which I'm more excited for.
Both are super metal.
Yeah.
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 I understand that. I understand that quandary.
Of course, I'm now glad I didn't sell my Steel Legion back in January.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I almost sold that Guard army.
No, you should not do that, dude.
Well, I was going through, I was getting rid of stuff, and, everything that happened with my dad, I just didn't do it.
Yeah.
So I finally didn't Didn't sell it, so now I'm going to keep it.
Does that army have a lot of sentimental value to you, Jim?
Yeah, my dad helped me paint some of it.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, I was really sorry to hear your loss. I lost my dad a couple years ago, and I was a little jealous that you had such a strong, relationship with your dad, and that's awesome. So you can hold on to that one, and I think it's going to be super awesome on the table, regardless of game type.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun, and the wolves are going to be so good, and just having that 3+ save, I think, is going to be a huge boon for those Space Marines.
Yeah, I do too. Oh yeah, the other wine. There was another wine about bolters not having an armor save modifier. That killed me.
Yeah.
Oh, no, orcs will get saves from Marines. Who cares?
It's a 6+.
Yeah, I know. Dude, really? You're going to bitch and orcs are going to get a 6+ save? Really?
Amazing.
Yeah, so good. So good. Brian, I'm okay. Again, I'm going to guess at the army you're most excited about bringing to the tabletop, but I'll let you answer the question.
I'm going to actually have to have you repeat the question because my computer seized up and I just restarted it.
Okay.
And I didn't hear all of what you guys said, but you guys should be fucking ashamed of yourselves.
Well, that goes without saying.
It's Brian, you're caught up.
Yeah, you're basically caught up. Good point, Jim. No, what army are you most excited about bringing to the 40K tabletop in 8th edition?
Man, I'm going to throw you a curveball because, of course, Dark Eldar are my primary army, but I own, 10 others, and Imperial Guard are actually my oldest army that I still have. I mean, I have my old, 2nd edition Cadians that are commanded by a Rogue Trader era Imperial Guard Colonel model. But
that's awesome.
Yeah,
it's actually
that's cool, man.
I would say actually Chaos and Orcs. I mean, I know I'm not actually choosing one, but for me, and I'm not trying to pretend I'm some sort of a scientist or anything, but I mean, whenever people look at an ecosystem, if you have a healthy population, reptile population somewhere, it shows that the ecosystem usually is like pretty balanced and decent. And to me, if orcs and chaos are an actual thing, to me, that's when 40K is always best. Like when because I've been playing since 1st edition. And so like in all the editions where those armies were actually really fun to play and were really viable, those were the times when I felt like the game in general was just best period. So for me, it's actually seeing orcs and chaos back on the table.
Awesome.
And yeah, if they make Dark Eldar not suck, I will really be fucking happy because I'll just quick story. When we started Splintermind, we were talking about doing it because it was a couple of mods from the darkcity.net, and we were like, yeah, we should do a podcast for the thing. Okay, yeah, they kind of wrote me into it, and we were trying to get it ready, and then they announced, oh, the new codex is coming out, and we're like, oh man, we got to get this. This is going to be great. And then when the codex dropped, I was reading it, and I remember, I didn't say this to Thor, my co-host. I remember reading it and just going, fuck. I'm going to be polishing a turd once a month for like an hour, trying to pretend that this book isn't fucking terrible, and it's fucking terrible.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to lie less once a month. And like I said, I want to see Orcs and Chaos on the table because those are always the game. When you see those armies playing, those players usually are the ones that are having a lot of fun. And I love it. I can't wait.
It hurts.
Hey, dude, I don't want to hear any whining about Dark Eldar Codex. I've been polishing a Chaos turd since 3.5. Okay?
And I think armies like the Dark Eldar, like Chaos, like Orcs, there's been a lot of, they're not even mentionable as antagonists anymore. Much less protagonists. And every player sees their army as the protagonist in some way, or at least a major antagonist. And I feel like they're just there to get beaten upon. And no one likes to play that. You don't want to exist just to die. Right? Yeah. You want to be dangerous. And I think you're right. I think that's a very important point.
I think it's going to put the bad back in the baddies of 40K.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah. Especially knowing who's been doing play testing.
Yeah, right? No shit. Peter.
Because some of those epic lines about chaos that Reece used to go on. Oh, dude, you know chaos has got to be pretty good now.
Chaos Space Marines have to be really good.
Shit. I can't even mimic him. It hurts so much. Oh God, Peter, what army are you gonna go with first? Imperial Guard?
Well, the Imperial Guard is for the Bandros campaign on our show that Mark and I are running. Now that my Aletians, I've been working on them forever, and I'd really like to see. I've not been able to play them in any of the other editions, and people were always saying, well, they weren't that great, but I was always excited about them. With this new edition coming, with the flyers being in their own slot, and just with the way some of the rules work, I think the Aletians are going to be a lot of fun. So I look forward to seeing how the rules play with them.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Man, can I just stop us on a quick tangent really quick since you mentioned flyers?
We're
I don't
all
know if
drunk.
I missed any of
Nobody
this.
cares.
Fuck it. Flyers to me are the one thing in the game I've complained about them on Splintermind so much. They felt like such a bolt-on that didn't make sense to me ever. Like when they were first introduced, you're like, wow, these are really overpriced skimmers. I don't really get it. And then they started flying. And you're like, okay, cool. And then now it's gotten to the point where, I guess I'll go Dark Eldar. The Void Raven Bomber to me is like the big. I have players emailing all the time because we have it. Okay. If you don't know our show, we actually have a segment. This is how bad the Codex is. We actually have a segment called Optimistic Archon where we have people email
Polishing the turd.
Yeah, and this is where we shine it hard.
all the way.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Incubi are one of the easier ones, but people were writing in going, "Oh, the Void Raven Bomber," and I'm like, I'm just gonna stall until 8th edition comes out because I don't have an answer for how to make a 160-point vehicle with armor 10. With armies having interceptor, they're too easy to hit. They're too easy to keep on the table. There's other games like Drop Zone Commander where you have to pick like an attack run and they fly on and they move the way a fighter should. And this thing, they're kind of like, and then we're going to turn over here and then we're going to do it. Just none of the shit makes sense at all. And they're a part of the game that I have never really enjoyed. And I'm hoping that they make flyer rules that actually make sense. I want them to have I want them to have a role that actually makes sense on the tabletop, that actually plays out the way you would imagine flyers going.
Flyers have always had a problem in many miniatures games. I'm harkening back to Battletech, where a lot of the time players would be like, you know what, guys? Let's just assume that the defense and the attack have the flyer thing under control because no one wants to deal with these crazy rules. Right? Like it's just this other thing that's happening simultaneously, and that the battle that you're in has reached some kind of equilibrium of air superiority. And I think you're absolutely right. There needs to be some kind of better balance there. I'm still if I were to bitch about anything, it's Death from the Skies, which I purchased, and a few of the players in my group purchased, expecting to use in their games. And the IT. Oh Jesus fucking Christ, Peter! Really?
Oh yeah, the first time around, the next time around.
Oh yeah. Good point. Yeah, and ITC just sweepingly denied, and I get it, but it is hard. So it'll be nice to see a little nod to that in the rules. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Sam, Blood Angels?
Well, I have 7 armies, so
Salt on the wound there, right?
any one of them. And I'm really looking forward to playing. I had my first Chaos game a few months back, and I'm really looking forward to doing Chaos, especially after today's
Wait,
promo.
you have a fucking Chaos army?
Yeah, I know. It's like a 1750 Khorne army.
No shit, I didn't know that.
I know, it was an accident.
You tripped and fell out of Chaos army?
Yeah, it was my...
Hey, and you know what? So was my daughter.
His daughter was more of an accident than his army was.
So the Chaos. I'm looking forward to Chaos. That was really fun. I've also got a Tyranid army I'm painting up, so that could be quite fun. Marines are always fun, and knights. My knight army, I'm really looking forward to that. That'll be sick.
I hear that, my friend. I hear that. Matt, what are you? I mean, I'm not gonna say orcs, but I'm gonna say orcs.
Orcs are definitely up there. They're probably the easy choice I've had. They're probably my only fully painted army, so I want to get them on the tabletop more.
Your orcs are super sexy, dude. You have some great conversions.
Thank you very much. And yeah, I just want to get them out there a little bit more. I want to kind of look at how they work and try loads of different things. Actually, while we were at Salute, I picked up a Gorkanaut conversion to make the fist a massive chainsword.
Nice.
Kind of like the knight, but just orky and cool.
Now it would be nice if we could get together sometime and you could return to me those orc buggies that you made for me.
Yes, that you christened.
Those belong to me. I may have put them on my dick. I'm just
that may have happened.
I think the best bit about your Gorkanaut purchase is the fact that you don't actually own Gorkanaut.
No, I don't actually own the kit yet. That's how cool the conversion bit was.
Jason, what are you gonna? I mean, Blood Ravens, like.
Oh, the Blood Ravens will always be there.
Yeah.
Well, I've got the NIDs that I've built up. I wouldn't mind trying those out. And I'm building a orc bike army because why not? I don't know. Probably. I mean, I've got my Imperial Knight. Legion of the Damned. I want those bastards back on the table because they're my favorite army, I guess. I don't know.
They're pretty awesome.
I've only got I don't know. We'll. How about this? I just want to play the damn edition. That's all I want.
Yeah.
That's all I want. Just give me the 8th edition. I'm good with it. Well, hold on. Here we go. I want 8th edition to go the Horse Heresy. I know Jim's going to agree with me. I'm ready for that to happen. I
want it sooner rather than later.
Right. Because you have tactical support squads with Melta. Come on, 5 Melta guns in your backfield saying, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
Those homeboys fuck up my Imperial Knights so much. They're so good,
and that's why. So when I visit you, it's like, "Oh, you're bringing your Knight army? Hey, I've got some toys for you."
And I think that leads to my favorite even though I love my orcs, and I am going to pile a bunch of boys into battle wagons and shove them down my opponent's throat.
Phrasing.
Yes. Thank you, Jason.
You're welcome.
My favorite thing right now is the fact that Imperial Knights are going to be something people have no excuse to play against.
Right.
And I'm really excited about that. I hope that 8th edition, that Horus Heresy in specific will kind of start rolling those rules into their game, because I know in the UK there's a lot of events that Imperial Knight players just can't go to. So I'm looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to not having to apologize to bring a knight army.
Yeah, I mean, I put so much fucking money and effort into them. I spent $750 because of stupid Greg Dan and his stupid sexy eyes and his voice, his stupid sexy voice. Well, I'm just saying, stupid Greg Dan. I think it was as much the beer at the bar than anything else. Who thinks?
Sure.
Who thinks? Okay, so we were talking about the Caradon Overlords earlier, and Games Workshop has said that we're going to get a new faction right off the bat. Some people believe that is Nurgle, which doesn't make sense to me because they're in the current book, the Traitor Legion's book. So, squats? What do you guys think?
Those bastards.
I'd probably have 8 armies at that point.
Excellent.
Exactly.
Cheers, man. Cheers, because those models are fucking unreal, right?
Yep.
Yeah, those are some beautiful Jim, I could see you building a Squats army using those models.
I've been debating it. I've been heavily debating it, thinking about using them as, like militia or something for 30K.
Fucking robot dwarf men in space dirigibles.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on, seriously?
Right?
So
you
good.
can put me down for $5. Got it. Good job.
I haven't pulled the trigger on him because I know when I do, I'm screwed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I have 5,000 points of lizard men that are just sitting there, ready for me for the doctor to start sawing into my body, because that's what I'm gonna be doing for the next 4 weeks after I have my surgery. So war zones. Who's super excited about the kind of the exploration of these war zones? In particular, Matt, you must be excited about Armageddon, because I think we're going to get a lot of fun orc content out of these rules.
Yeah, I think it will be really exciting to see the different war zones and how they kind of progress and all the new things they can do. It'll be interesting to see how they do it, because obviously the previous ones, like the Shield of Baal campaign and things like that, obviously had a bunch of formations in it, and that was the selling point, whereas that's kind of not a thing anymore. So that'll be really interesting to see if they pay more attention on pure story, do a longer campaign, side missions. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'm excited to see what they do.
I would assume, for my part, if I were doing it, and I'm not a business person, but I think the triumvirate boxes and the models are a great way to go for selling those war zones. So Commissar Yarrick and Gazgul Thraka and one other model of some kind would be an amazing triumvirate for Armageddon, I think.
It would be. And I want a Gazgul that's huge.
Yeah, a big motherfucker who will punch you in your dick, right, Jim?
Yeah.
Like, he's like, oh, your dick? There is no
specific.
longer a dick. You know what, Jason? Sometimes a man needs to punch another man in the dick. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, everyone has a hobby for the weekend, right?
Excellent. Is anybody excited about, like, so for Chaos, there's going to be a war zone Cadia. Even though Cadia has fallen, it seems to be kind of the new launching point for Chaos.
Yeah. Sounds interesting.
Apparently, Chaos is going to lose Cadia because everyone decided to take off at the first possibility of raiding places, and so already everything's falling apart for Chaos. So we'll see.
Yeah, I hope not, because Chaos really needs to be an anchoring point for the lore, and especially with the new rift that they've kind of released. They say that there's a new rift across, and that's probably where Gwilliman was trapped when he is sucked into the Maelstrom. The Maelstrom is part of this great rift that kind of bisects the Imperium. It seems to be kind of isolating the Calexis sector as well. So that'll be interesting to see what they do with that without Fantasy Flight being involved in their IP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Which is unfortunate, because Fantasy
it'll be
Flight...
interesting.
Go ahead, Matt.
Sorry, I was just going to say, it'll be interesting to see how they do multi-planet campaign, and whether we'll see kind of Planetary Empires, Mark II, or something like that. That would be really interesting.
I think that the Forge World has really stepped up their game with campaign development, right? Like their ability to string games together into a narrative. That's really cool. So I don't know. I feel like those teams should be working better together. If I were to give one criticism, I think that those teams need to work together a little bit more to better make the narrative cohesive. I don't know if you guys agree or not.
Yeah, I would totally agree. I think they should pay a bit more attention to what Forge World are doing, and just kind of go, hey guys, can we borrow you for a second? And yeah, I think then everyone's happy.
Yeah, kind of like a problem of a little too much, if there's such a thing, a little too much respect for each other. Like maybe there should be a little more homogenization between Forge World and Games Workshop.
Yeah, for sure.
So I saw something interesting the other day about, I'm especially interested in what you have to say, Jim, about these old eras that they're bringing up in the new Warhammer 40K site. And they've been talking about a little bit recently. For example, the Age of Apostasy and the Nova Terra Interregnum, which we've talked about on the show a little bit, but with the somewhat success of the Beast Arises, I feel like these are untouched territory. With the success of the Horus Heresy, these authors need work, right? So I feel like these are great opportunities to explore the lore a little bit more.
Oh, agreed. I'd love to see novels covering, all the dark age of technology, just all kinds of little things, just, even if they're just hinting at things, right. From a 40K perspective.
Yeah.
Some tech adept is searching through, he's searching for, some new STC or whatever. And then they, can delve into this ancient technology and ancient knowledge to give us more background.
Yeah. And
that would be awesome.
Go ahead. Yeah, I think you're right. I think, we could do the Age of Apostasy with Sisters of Battle release, stuff like that, and just expand on that lore and add new characters and exciting new stories that we can tell about those eras, and maybe a 12 novel consecutive like narrative release is not a bad idea for those. At least the Nova Terra Interregnum with Cypher and answering a lot of those questions. There's a lot of questions surrounding Cypher that you can answer and also not answer at your whim, and also the Age of Apostasy. I mean, come on, Cypher isn't Cypher if you don't, at least at the end of it, still have a lot of questions about his kind of allegiances.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So, gentlemen, this is kind of the end of my prepared statements and questions. Is there anything that you guys want to add to the conversation? Jason, I'll give you first shot. Because
about what?
I'm a
Adding
nice
to the conversation.
I'm a nice man, and I give you the opportunity to fall over yourself before everybody else has a chance to think of what they want to say.
Oh, you're gonna make me the horse's ass. Okay, that's fine.
Another drink.
I am super drunk. I'm gonna just let you know right now that I am super drunk. I apologize.
Well, your clothes are still on, so I'm happy about that.
We can change that.
We haven't seen all of them yet.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Who's got the
that didn't take long. I noticed that Brian disconnected, so there you go. You just knocked him off here and there. Congratulations,
I'm not
Adam.
much of a man by the light of day, but by night I'm one hell of a lover. Sorry.
Jason, this is all making it on? Like, is this going to be all in there?
I'm not editing anything. Not a damn
Sweet
thing.
Transvestite is my go-to karaoke song.
Remember, every time he sings, I leave that in. Singing is left in.
Apparently, that last episode is definitely an example of that.
I leave in singing.
He sings, a sororitas gets its wings.
Yes.
Ooh,
Jim,
nice.
Are you sad that you weren't part of this podcast from the beginning? Seriously.
I also leave in all medical terminology. So if you say penis, it stays in. Scrotum, it stays in. Anything else?
Oh, fantastic. So Jason, is there anything you want to add about 8th edition that you're super excited about or want to talk about?
I'm just overall, I'm excited about it just because since I'm having to rebuild a community down here, I'm having to teach people how to play this game, and that's all that's what I'm most focused on is that building the community, making it easier. Because, like I think all of us know, man, those rules got unwieldy real quick.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, well, what's the difference between this and that? Well, it's this and this. Or why, if I'm within 1 inch, why can't I just attack and not call an assault? Or rules from other systems. Well, it works in that system. Well, damn it, this isn't that system. So that's kind of the thing I'm most excited about.
Yeah.
Plus, hey, I might be able to, run NIDs and orcs. What the hell? I see more people talking about running orcs on Facebook now than I've ever seen before. No one ever talks about running orcs until the last 2 weeks. Now I see it. I'm going to start that orc army. Great.
I mean, I'm right there. I'm right there with Mike. Is there anything that you kind of want to add that we haven't touched on?
I'm looking forward to what Forge World's going to do. I'm hoping that we get back like Babdab and a lot of the other stuff. I mean, they haven't updated anything. They promised FAQs for a long time, and obviously now this is why we haven't been getting anything. Is because they've been gearing up for this. Yeah. So I'm hoping it's just a nice big dump of all their content.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Matt, what about you, buddy? Or Peter?
Oh,
Peter. I think he's dropped. Peter, what do you...
Oh, sorry, dude.
He's there. There's Matt. Matt's there.
Matt, is there anything that we haven't touched on that you wanted to talk about?
I think the only thing I want to kind of mention, I guess, is that in our group, in the good old UK, we've got kind of a solid group of kind of 15 of us who meet up quite regularly in game, and some of those guys are quite new or getting back into gaming after a long time, and they're really, really excited about the slimline rules. Just I think it got mentioned earlier, but the fact that it tells you need to roll a 3-up to hit with a Marine rather than having to look at a table or memorize a table. And I think they're really looking forward to that streamlined and being able to get games done maybe quicker and maybe fit more in when we do meet up in games. So that's what I'm kind of looking forward to as well.
Yeah, that's totally understandable. And being able to get, you never know, you might be able to get a couple games in per night. Or, we've been hearing a few people saying, we might be able to get 5 games in a day at a tournament. It's like,
balls.
No, that's not the point. The point is to get some socialization in as well as the gaming. Please don't put 5 turns in a tournament. Sweet baby Jesus on a cross. No.
That would take all Lumpy's smooching time away.
Yeah, I need to be smooched. Sam, do you have any thoughts?
I'm rather concerned about the fact that Baal is on the other side of the rift. There seems to be a giant rip in the universe where I should be able to get across.
That is a bummer. That is a bummer.
Fenris is in the rift.
That's a super bummer. I'm sure everything will be totally fine.
Yeah, I think the Tyranids are on my side. There's probably some orcs there as well. So who knows? What's the worst that could happen?
Big old Necron.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen?
Reinforcements have to drive all the way around, right?
just bro fist with the Necrons.
Peter, do you have anything to add to our conversation that you're interested in or want to talk about?
Well, I want to see where they go with, the Warhammer community page looks pretty cool. It's been a great feature. I'm glad they have it. So I hope they, in the future continue that on along with their them being on Facebook and whatnot. With Sam's comment, what I would really love to see is the galaxy is not 2-dimensional. I would really love to see them have some graphic artist put together a 3D image of that and just have that shit to where it's, how they have that 360 thing where you can spin a model. It'd be so cool to look at the universe and be able to move it around like Google Earth or something.
Yeah.
Where is Baal in relation to this rift? How deep does the rift go?
That
where is it exactly? It'd be cool to be able to look.
Yes to that.
You know?
Amazing. That would be amazing. Super a lot of work, but worth it. Well worth
all
it.
the tentacles of the Tyranids come in from all over? Well, okay, if it's 3-dimensional space, it'd be interesting to see it. And what does that actually look like in comparison to coming into the galaxy?
Yeah.
You know,
I think you're right, dude, because both of our podcasts, we've talked about how a lot of the hive fleets have been kind of diving into the black and pushing up from underneath, like this, like the Imperium has this Khan Noonien Sung kind of the mentality regarding the galaxy. It's like, hey, you gotta think 3-dimensionally, my friend, or else some motherfucker's gonna attack you from underneath. And that's what the hive fleets have been doing. They're like, oh, these motherfuckers think 2-dimensionally. We're just gonna attack from underneath. And I think you're right.
Bite their ass.
Yeah, we'll just bite them right in the butthole. That'll be fantastic. Brian, do you have anything to add to our so far very excellent conversation?
You know, for me, it's just I think it's a lot of what you guys touched on. Is just the pickup gaming scene here and just the 40K scene in general was completely killed by 7th edition, and you know, because we had a couple of players that were really kind of like anchors of the community that took 6 months off, and 6 months off in 7th edition was like 15 codexes, you know, and a bunch of them played orcs, which really killed a lot of like the campaign days and things like that they were doing. And I think it got to the point where so many, just the convoluted army construction, the 15 million different sources, all these different things just made the game so cumbersome that it was hard. People were deciding before they even went to the store and played a game with somebody they'd never played before that it was going to be an awful time, because in their heads they were picturing, you know, the sky fuck annihilation thunderfuck 3000. You know what I mean?
Like, just sold on Pornhub.com, by the way.
Skyfuck 9000. I love it.
Yeah, super fuck annihilation. You know,
is that Tau, right?
I think
so. Yeah,
Space Marines.
But you know, and then
where they
they
deep strike in, and you're like, by the way, you're pinned, motherfucker. Go ahead, Brian.
It's the perfect antidote to Tau. It is the antidote to Tau.
Go ahead, Brian.
Oh, Interceptor fears. Go ahead. Sorry.
But that's the whole thing, is that you shouldn't have something where you're like, oh, I have to turn the asshole knob. I have to turn up the fucking fuck nut knob all the way to
the fuck
like,
nut.
No. I can't turn it to 11. I won't make it if it's 11, because what if they bring that thing? Oh no, it needs to go to 12. Oh no, what if they bring 5,000? Okay, I'm gonna make this dial go to 13. And then what if you play the person who just shows up and they're like, yeah, I brought an Imperial Guard CAD, you know, because it's fun and it looks like what a guard army should look like. And then you guys go to play a game and it's a dumpster fire, you know. So, but everybody in their head in my area was picturing that army showing up, and so they weren't playing 40K anymore. You know, and so it was just, I mean, that's the part that I'm looking forward to, is like with looking at their new detachment system and having these benefits. Who knows what the hell those things look like? But if you want to take 15,000 little fucknut detachment things or whatever it is, you won't get these other benefits. And then the person who's playing an army that looks like an Imperial army should look, you know, with Leman Russes and infantry and the whole bit, they're going to have a little more fun. So you might have, I'm hoping that that's actually a balancing factor that actually works. And the fact that the people that we've heard are play testing this thing, it tells me that it probably is going to be a mechanic that actually works. And so that's what I'm looking forward is just, believe it or not, is just playing 40K. Because like I said earlier, I love everything about this edition except the goddamn fucking game. Everything else is fantastic. I love the fluff. I love what they're doing. And man, sorry, my computer shorted out on me again and I had to restart. But man, if they bring squads back, they will need a hazmat team to come here and clean the protein stains off of everything. Because I will sell my family into slavery and I will just strip the fucking walls in this house.
Yes. Okay. Oh, that is so good. Well,
We did talk about squats while you were gone, so
Yeah.
I know, and that's when it cut out, and I was just like, no. It probably saved the texture on my walls in here. So,
Oh! All right, you guys. I'm gonna piss myself if we don't end this soon. But I just want to please chime in if you don't have anything. If you have anything to add to the conversation, but I want to thank.
Okay, hold on. Let me jump in for you.
Go ahead, homie. Go ahead.
Look, I'm looking at the return of accessibility for people to come into the game.
Yeah.
I took 7th off.
Yeah.
Okay, I had a job. I was working for a company that wasn't, GW. I needed a break, after Deep Stark Radio. I took 7th off. I've been looking for about a year now to get back in, and it was just undoable. There was just too much fuckery going on.
A lot of fuckery.
Between all the books that came out, and like Brian said, you didn't know which detachments, this and that. It was just too much. I'm looking forward to the hard reset.
I think it's a telling sign when GW themselves in the intro games in their stores were dumbing down the rules. They weren't using half the special rules. They weren't using half the stats. They were like, you need a 3. That's all you need to roll.
Sorry, Sam. I have to pee. You guys keep talking.
Hi, Adam.
At least he's wearing pants. Let's all look at the bright side.
Yeah, really.
Actually, I'm actually kind of disappointed. Honestly, I was kind of hoping to see some white tighties or something. I don't know.
No, I've seen that.
I'm really
It's
looking forward to this coming back. Bringing people in and playing the game.
Yeah, it'll be nice not having to take about 5 books.
Yeah,
that's a big part.
Well, one of the detachments was a patrol attachment, which I guess is similar to the combat patrol. Or the combat patrol games that are played at Nottingham, I guess. School League, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
So that'll be nice to see those sorts of things.
Sure, and I can't wait to see the intermediate too. The one that we're used to seeing in our normal CAD. With 2 troops and 1 HQ. Yeah, because that's when they skipped over. There's not one of the. They didn't show us one.
Wasn't it? I thought they had one of those there.
No, there was one that was 2 HQ and 3 troops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought there was a smaller one, but maybe I'm wrong.
There was. That was a patrol one. It had 1 HQ.
Oh, okay.
Through the house and out.
Okay. All right, guys.
I have returned. I apologize. I feel so much better.
But we were just all happy you were wearing pants
and underwear.
Thanks, guys.
That's awesome. Peter, you got a bike rider right there? You got someone riding the bike?
My son's coming in and the family needs me now. So
okay, buddy. That's all right. We're getting wrapped up right now. Thank you so much for joining us, Peter.
Take care, Peter.
Yep.
See you soon.
All right, guys. Yeah, and I think you guys bring up a good point. I think a lot of the detachments and stuff, they're gonna make the game a lot more fun, and what is it called? The command points will give you your flavor that you need for your specific army, but it will reduce a lot of the duplication you see. Like, how many bike only formations can one edition have? Right. How many tanks? Oh, have all the tanks. How many formations are we gonna have where you're like, I just bring all the tanks? So I think it'll be, you have a detachment for all the tanks, and then you have command points to tell you what to do with those units, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So,
they haven't really revealed what we're going to do with command points, but I'm sure they're going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're going to be very faction dependent. I think everybody's going to have their own way of spending those command points. Orcs, I'm sure WA is going to be handled with command points, right? So
yeah, it makes sense.
It really does, and I think that it's going to be a lot of fun. But hey, guys, unless anybody has anything else to add, I want to really thank you for coming on and hanging out with me and possibly watching me get super drunk. But does anybody have anything they want to add before we close out the show?
No, nothing from me.
No. Thank you.
No, I'm good.
Thank you so much, Jim. Thank you so much for coming on. It's been too long, man. It's been super too long.
Way too long, brother. Hey, just invite me, dude. I'm pretty free up now.
Yeah?
No longer working for the anti-GW, so.
All right. Oh,
So,
really?
you know-
So you're free to just hang out whenever?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. Yeah, it's not conflict of interest anymore. I'm done with Protoss, so.
Oh, that is so awesome. Yeah, you know what, Jim? Yeah, definitely.
Anytime you want me on, dude, with enough notice, dude, I can.
Oh,
I
yeah,
can-
clearly, of course. All right, guys, thank you so much. Listeners, please send your complaints to Adam Fasselt at facebook.com. All right, everybody. No, just me.
No.
Just me.
Just
Is that the real Adam?
Is that you?
Yeah,
or is
the
that
real,
someone else?
not the fake Adam. You know, we have an individual in our group who I think may have created an Adam Fasselt Facebook account and sent it to everyone for friendship, and that person is crazy.
Oh,
Yeah, I know
that's
you're
okay.
talking.
I told
Oh,
you.
wait,
this
is
thing, I
that-
got that.
Is that? Have I met this person?
No, you have not. And
Oh, okay.
you should thank yourself. You guys have an awesome
Okay.
day. Thank you so much, Brian, Jim, Sam, Matt, everybody, Jason.
All you fucking guys.
all
Yeah,
you
I'm gonna go to bed.
all you motherfuckers.
Oh, you
and all you
fuckers.
just thank Wendy because she's the one that has to deal with me the rest of the night. You guys have a great day.
We love you, Wendy.
Love you, Wendy.
Thanks, Wendy. Bunch of hosers.
Mike.
Loopy, you cunt. Go see your wife.
Actually, I don't think she wants to see you now. At
Good
this
night,
point.
everybody.
Good night.
All right.
Night, guys.
Hey everyone, this is Justin from the It Will Not Die podcast. If you love listening to podcasts that are positive and excited about the hobby, come check us out. We're on the Freebooters Network now, along with other great podcasts like The Independent Characters, 40K Radio, D6 Generation, Nerd Herders, and many more. And remember, it doesn't matter how you love the hobby, just do it.
Nailed it.
So that was a thing that happened here on Masters of the Forge. I sure hope you enjoyed it.
All right, listeners, we recorded that on what, Sunday? And today is Thursday, so we've had time
today is
to
Thursday.
sober up and
Sober up is not. If I had not. Okay. So I was not paying attention to what I was drinking that night. Like at all. I just kept on putting alcohol in the glass. I would have been better off had I been drinking from the bottle, because at least I would have been paying attention to what was leaving the bottle and going in the glass.
that probably is true. Every once in a while I'd look up and see you messing with the bottle and went, well, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, not for Wendy. Now, bless her heart. Let's just say I've rarely been closer to death. It was not good. It was not a good night. Well, it was a great night up until a certain point. It's a good time. We had a nice time with our friends. It was good. I liked it. So, I guess to reiterate, like I still am, despite the Facebook cover image for this episode, I did love 7th edition.
Yeah.
It was my favorite edition for narrative play because it was really easy to make any army you want. And play it with special rules that reflected the army's flavor.
Yeah.
I guess it wasn't so great for other ways of playing the game, but you know, that's kind of not what we're about here. Still super excited about the changes. All the changes
Yeah.
look great.
Yeah, today the Thousand Suns stuff was released, and that's kind of exciting.
Nice.
I didn't read the Eldar post yet because I haven't had time. I saw that it popped up.
Right. Well, I was at work, so clearly I had time, and it looks really good. So really excited about that. And so I guess we do have to start talking about, well, we've been talking about, this week's episode is obviously this shit show. And what was going to be your title? You said you had a good one too. What was it?
Oh, it was the Gathering Shit Show, or the Gathering
Shitstorm.
Shitstorm.
Yeah, that's pretty good. We probably said it during our conversation, but I have no memory. I'll really enjoy listening to this episode because I don't remember a whole lot of it. So that's cool.
Same here.
Once again, thanks to Table War and Doug from Table War for helping us out with our campaign. We're going to be doing one more Altar of War before I go have my surgery. And that'll be recorded next weekend.
Yep.
But next weekend we'll release the interview with Gav Thorpe about Azurman and Jane Czar.
Yep.
He's recording with us this Saturday.
Yep.
It's pretty cool. I found out a way to get... I found a EPUB reader that will actually read to me, so that's good. I've been listening to it in the car. I'm going to say right now, I think Jane Czar is... really... Jane Czar is a really good book.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of exposition in it for... Dark Eldar, actually. So that's really cool. Yeah. And if you've already read Azurman, spoiler alert, everything, I think all of these books are going to tie together.
Okay.
So it's really interesting. So I think it'll be more of a series as we go forward.
That'll be cool.
So what else? That's it. That's kind of all I had to say. We haven't had a lot of iTunes reviews lately, so please go. I mean, not everybody has iTunes, and I don't think you can actually do reviews on the iTunes website.
Yeah, you have to have an account of some sort.
Yeah, so that's kind of annoying. But if you have iTunes, which I think most of our listeners probably have Androids, but whatever. Go ahead and try to log in there and do an iTunes review for us. That'll be super helpful. Yeah, we've been doing very well in the Google searches, though, probably because I post way too much garbage on the internet. But, whatever. And also, Jason, we kind of sort of forgot the fact that this wraps up 3 years of Masters of the Forge.
Yeah.
At the end of April,
wow,
it'll be 3 years of Masters of the Forge, so that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, because y'all came out right about the time I was trying to figure out where I was going to live in New York. Yeah. And I've been on for about a year now, a little bit over a year. So yeah,
very exciting. So we're not going anywhere, but I'm gonna be gone, vaporize myself from the airwaves for at least a month.
Yeah.
Because the doctors want no stress. I guess ulcers are really, really bad to get. So
yeah.
Like my boss today, he's like, "Oh, well, you can do some work at home while you're." I'm like,
nope.
"No, you don't understand.
Nope.
I need to not think about you at all."
It's not me. It's you. No, truly, it is you.
Well, he's like, "Oh, it's easy work." I'm like, and I'm looking at him. I'm like, how do I tell you that the whole point is to not see your face or talk to you at all? Or think about anything that you care about.
So, before we continue on that, but you are going to be painting over this time, right? And hobbying,
well, how else do you expect me to reduce my stress levels?
I don't know. I mean, no, I'm not even going to speculate. I realize we're not editing anything here, but...
What? Well, you don't have to edit anything because this is the shit show.
That's right, it's a shit show. Yeah. So anyway, Still not going to make the comment that I want to make, but I would make it off air.
That's fine. That's totally fine.
So you're going to be
Totally
painting.
fine.
You're still going to be around. We're still going to be doing stuff with Facebook page.
Painting with DNA.
Yeah, well, it's like a Jackson Pollock picture if you went through and took a black light to it. Still my favorite Guardians of the
Why
Galaxy.
are your minis glowing in the black light? Did you use glow-in-the-dark paint?
Yes. Made my own.
Yes?
Made my own. Been working on a Slaneshi army. It's rad.
Speaking of that, I just did an inventory. We're like doing a second intro.
I know, but,
whatever. I'm never drinking again, first of all. Second of all, I just did an inventory of my Noise Marines and Mark 4 armor?
Yeah.
3 armor?
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Probably 4.
And I'm like, in the current points, I have like a full 2,000 point army. As long as I can buy 6 rhinos. People drive way too fast down this freaking road.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. 6 rhinos? I don't know, man. Building rhinos is not my favorite thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of considering buying the crappiest rhinos I can find on the internet, even though support your local, but I really don't feel like building them.
Yeah, just eBay those bad boys.
I buy everything else.
What was it? If the rhino,
it's like drop pods.
Well, if the rhino's underpowered or overcosted, there we go. If it's overcosted in 8th edition, you could probably get them like 20 or 30 of them for nothing. I mean, because we're already finding chapter masters on bikes carrying thunderhammers for cheap. So
Noise Marines are points expensive.
Are they?
Oof.
Well, of course they are.
Yeah. The list is basically 6 units of 6 Noise Marines in rhinos. And like
that's 2,000 points.
Was Lucius the Eternal. Ooh. And like maybe 1 squad of raptors.
Yeah, that is pretty expensive.
They are. I guess we'll see how many points they are in the new points and power level system.
Yeah, I'm curious
going
about
forward.
That whole power level
That'll
system.
be interesting. I'm hoping they're still expensive so I don't have to buy more models.
Well, that's an interesting...
If anything, I need more Blastmasters because only 1 squad has a Blastmaster, so I need to buy some Blastmasters.
So if any of you have complaints about, Noise Marines being overcosted, please address all queries to Adam Fasselt at Masters of the Forge.
Blastmaster.com? Yeah, okay. So I think that's a pretty good second intro.
Hey, man, we're here to burn time and,
Yeah, it's true. I just got home and I stopped at one of those roadside, where people have firewood on the side of the road and you grab it. And you just put $5 in the coin slot and you just take a square.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even a bundle. It's like a half bundle, but I have like 5 spider bites on my one wrist.
Oh,
But this isn't Texas. Don't forget. So I'm not going to die.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's pretty good.
No brown recluse up there or black widows.
Well, there are brown recluse, but it's not like I was bit like 100 times. It was like it's 4 bites. I'm fine. So that was a pointless conversation, but that's all right.
Oh, hold on. I've still got more questions. So you will be hobbying.
Yes.
Will you be doing Google Hobby Hangouts?
I think that's a good idea. I think we should do some.
I want to make sure that, one, that I don't miss my fill of Adam.
Oh, yeah.
Phrasing. All the phrasing.
My socks won't. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Okay. Wow. This is the gathering shitstorm. Okay. So there will be Google Hangouts. There will be posting. We are just taking a break from recording so that... Yeah, maybe we'll even record our
so that
hangouts.
I don't have to do like show notes and learn things and stuff. And we'll eventually get back to, like I was saying, I think we should definitely just tear through the rest of Beast Arises.
Yeah,
and just have one episode.
Yeah,
because it's just, I think we're dragging it on a bit much. I think.
Well, it was 12 books.
If this. It was a lot of books, and also this new Eldar series that Gav is doing. I I really hope it takes off because I'm really enjoying it, and I would like to read that. But you can definitely expect to have more narrative content from us in the future.
Yeah. And one of the things
after we get back,
I think I told you this, or maybe I don't even know if I mentioned the intro. Hell, I don't remember. Gab has a new set of audio dramas that take place after the Gathering Storm. So you have Greyfax running around. You have the Inari, all the Eldar running around as well. And those two are really, really good audio dramas. I've listened to them on my commute. I'm quite happy with them.
Okay, I'll check that out. I know there's an Asterman audio drama too that we have to listen to.
Ooh, okay.
At some point between now and Saturday.
What was that? I can't hear you. Hold on. There seems to be a lot of interference.
You know, the greatest part is I'm like a quarter of the way through, and Brandon's graduation is Saturday.
Oh.
And I have friends coming over Friday night.
Oh.
I'm not sleeping.
Well, I'm in the middle of grading, and I don't know. We'll see.
It's really good.
It could be just my sparkling personality.
Janzar is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. Okay, well, everyone, we'll definitely talk to you soon, and maybe we'll just do another intro. Maybe we'll record a separate intro before our interview with Gav.
Yeah, that'll work.
By before, I mean a couple days after.
Never mind the guy behind
But until then,
play the game the way you want to.
Shit, yeah. Fuck.
Nailed
Pussy
it.
balls. Cunt. That's for our English listeners.
And bastards. Bastards seems to make the English laugh for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they're cruel about people's upbringing or something.
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's weird.
Anyways, good night, everyone.
Good night.
This podcast is protected by the Creative Commons Attribution, No Derivatives, Non-Commercial International License. More information about this license and contact information if you have any requests can be found at our blog, mastersoftheforge.com. The music used in this podcast was made by Parad of the duo Sublevel 3. The track is used with his permission.
It's such a good feeling to play games your way. It's such a happy feeling 40K'ing away. And when you throw dice with story in mind, it's such a wonderful way to unwind. It's a good feeling, a very good feeling, the feeling you know that we'll be back when the fortnight's new, and we'll have new ideas for you, and you'll have things you'll want to talk about. We will too.